What's up, YouTube? This is Too Raw for TV. The OKC Thunder have won 15 regular season games in a row after a 105-92 victory on Sunday at Paycom Center, which now puts them overall at a 30-5 record, defeating the defending NBA champion Boston Celtics. And Shai Gilgeous-Alexander had another great performance. 33 points on 11 of 23 shooting. He had 11 rebounds, 6 assists, 3 steals, 2 blocks. And the Thunder held the Boston Celtics to just 9 of 46 shooting from downtown. And, a lot of talk has been about, well, for me at least, a lot of talk has been about the historic pace that the Cleveland Cavaliers are on. But the Thunder are playing absolute lights-out basketball. Now, technically, they did lose in the NBA Cup championship game, but it's crazy because it seems like that championship game, which should have been a catapult for the Bucks to play at a much higher level, it's like they just sort of leveled off. They leveled off disastrously since then, and it seems like since the Cup, the Thunder, if anything, have gotten better. Now I want to talk about Shai Gilgeous-Alexander so far this year. He's played in 35 games. He's played in every game for the Thunder so far. And he's averaging 31.3 points per game, which, as of this recording, is third in the NBA behind Giannis, who's the NBA scoring leader, and Jokic, who's by like fractions, the last I checked at least, ahead of Shai. He's averaging 5.6 rebounds and 6.1 assists. He's shooting 52.4% from the floor and 36% from downtown and about 89% from the line. His PER rating is an insane 30.3. And when you look at the individual production, when you look at the development of his talent over the last several years, when you look at the fact that, like I said before, the OKC Thunder are 30-5, number one in the Western Conference, and they as a team are averaging 115.1 points per game, which is 11th in the NBA on a per game basis. Their offensive rating is 8th in the NBA. They have the number one defense in the NBA. Although the Bucks defense looked stifling against them in the championship game, but over the entirety of this first half of the season, they're only giving up 103 points per game, which in this NBA era is very impressive. Number one in the NBA in both fewest points yielded and number one in defensive rating. And it's that defense that is allowing them to just completely dominate teams. They're winning by an average margin right now of about 12.1 points per game. So the Thunder and the Cavaliers are just absolutely they're just manhandling the NBA right now. Both squads, they're just destroying the NBA. And it's for this reason I think that Shai is the MVP. Now, I do believe that Donovan Mitchell should be in the conversation more because how he's been able to change his game for the betterment of the team. Before, like I said in the past, he was seen as I don't want to say a one-dimensional scorer, but he was seen as a guy that only approach the game one way and could only damage you in one way, and that's with his offense. And that, he was accused of playing hero ball too much, and that if he wasn't, hitting shots, then he could sometimes be a detriment to the team. But he has shown that he could be a team player, and he has bought into the system. He has bought into the schemes or the schematics of what the Cavaliers are trying to accomplish. And for that, he deserves a lot of praise. And I think he should be a little bit higher on the MVP ranking. But to me, the MVP is Shea. When you look at his dominance, his play, he's pretty much an unstoppable scorer. Very rarely has a bad night. And when you lead a great team like the Thunder have been, you got to give it to him. I know people are going to say Jokic, but look, man, we can't just keep trying to find excuses to give it to Jokic because, like I said before, any other player, any other great player in any other league, there's a such thing as voter fatigue. But for some reason, it don't seem to exist with Jokic. And it seems like to me, people are trying to find excuses not to give it to Shea. Last year, fine. You said that Jokic had the better season. I think the wins, if I remember correctly, I think Denver may have had a few more wins. I can't remember exactly off the top of my head. Fine. But this year, the Thunder are on pace to win probably around 70 games or so. I mean, come on, man. At that point, look, you got to give it to Shea for right now. Now, this might change. But to me, I think Shea Gilgeous-Alexander is the MVP of the league. And it's just amazing, man. Like I said this before, the Thunder and the Cavs are proof that you don't have to be a large market franchise to dominate in the NBA. And it's crazy. Like, to me, it's also an indictment on Kevin Durant, maybe to a certain extent Russell Westbrook, but to more Kevin Durant and LeBron Ramon James. And I can't really put Russ in that category because Russ has never, been one of these guys that seem to. I can't put Russ in that equation because I was going to say, well, then Russ was part of those Thunder teams, but I can't put Russ in that conversation because Russ has never demanded to be on a super team. KD, LeBron, all those guys, man, they all built this and were part of this super team culture where they thought, they tried to put out this this notion that you had to have a team collection of superstars to win. And in reality, that's not how most great teams were built. Most great teams were built on, you look at both squads, they were built on drafting well, making great trades where the team like the Thunder were getting great returns on these trades, building teams piece by piece, making smart trades, developing talent, and being patient. That's the way it used to operate. That's how it used to operate, but everybody's so impatient. Everybody want to win right now. And sometimes that's appropriate to make trades to win right now. But when you got a young team like the Thunder, or when you have a relatively young team like the Cavaliers, slow and steady is more beneficial than trying to hurry up and rush and win for now. And look at the Phoenix Suns. They're in shambles. For the second super team in a row, Kevin Durant has failed. The Cavaliers they're proven right now that, LeBron didn't need much help. You know what I'm saying? He could have won with the teams he had. So at the end of the day, shout out to Shea Gilgeous-Alexander and shout out to the OKC Thunder. Because, I hadn't done a video on them yet, but they're playing absolute lights out basketball. 15 wins in a row. Like I said, man, I like rooting for these smaller market teams because the media don't give these teams credit, man. Anyway, tell me what you guys think.